the English Literature and Creative Writing Department at Lancaster University. In these episodes, you'll get to know our students and their experiences studying at our department.
Hi, I'm Chloe. Just finished my third year of English Literature and about to go on to a MA in English Literary Studies. As a fun fact, I play ukulele. I like Lancaster so much because when I was visiting all the universities, it really stood out as the most welcoming department I visited. I think a lot of them, there's this kind of sense of university being like above you, or at least it's a bit intimidating as a place of higher education and having to fit into that. But I think Lancaster was just generally so friendly and really like you feel part of the community there, and that's why I've really been sticking around with it so long. I don't really want to leave it. I think university is something I've thought about for quite a long time. Like, no one in my family had been to university, so they kind of excited about the idea that a lot of people were doing it now and it's something I could go on to. But I think for a long time I thought I was going to end up going to university for maths. When I got my GCSEs, I was like, yeah, I'm going on to do maths at sixth form, but it's something that I realised actually I much prefer the creative side of things. I much prefer English literature. But university itself, I think, was always something I thought that I wanted. I think there's the big push into, if you go into university, you're doing it to be employable and just to pick like the most employable subject. Like, I know I love doing art and they were kind of pushing you away from don't do things creative. It's not as respected, I guess. I think there are some people still, I'm friends with physics students that think their degree is better because it's more prescriptive and it goes on to really high paid jobs. But I think looking at English literature and studying it, I think ultimately you've got to do something that you really enjoy and not worry about he's going to get a job, because they're all employable, and the idea that English literature is somehow inferior for not being a science is something you should definitely move away from. I think I was really drawn to English literature just because I like the idea of it being a subject that really didn't limit me, not just in the sense that during assessment you're not drawn to these are the strict things you should know and should talk about. It is more you get to write whatever you want and go in whatever direction you want with text. But I like that it meant that I didn't have to let go of other subjects that I enjoyed. Doing English literature means that I still get to write about history. I get to read some articles for even psychology and philosophy sometimes when I'm doing essays. It meant that I got to look at a wide range of topics under the guise of English literature, which let me just read books that I'd always loved. I think no matter at what stage you're at, or GCSEs or A-levels, you're thinking about subjects to universities, immediately don't just listen to what your family or friends even are telling you to study. I think there's always going to be some people whose family are like, you should be a lawyer, and they go into law, and that's not necessarily the right thing for them if it's not something they're interested in. You know the subjects that you enjoy, and if you enjoy, you can't really go wrong with it when you're thinking about heading off into careers. English literature, there's always worries of, does that mean I'm just going to be stuck doing teaching or publishing? And some people do go into it wanting to do that, and that's great. But ultimately, it's more the skills you get from it also can help you. And it's not just, I'm going to be stuck looking at books for the rest of my life, although that's not a bad way to go. I think it's something that opens up a lot of different opportunities that people don't necessarily realise straight away. I think I'm not too sure yet about what I want to do for jobs in the future. I think part of the joy of English literature is that it's something that's not going to put me into one straight career path, and there are options there. So it is something I'm still looking into. But I know things like a lot of marketing jobs nowadays prefer you to have English literature, or appreciate you having English literature almost as much as they appreciate a marketing degree. There's a lot of different things that appreciate the sort of creativity skills and research. I think my favourite module at undergrad is probably still world literature from first year, just because it was the first module that straight away opened me up to like literature's not just the canon. It's not just books, plays, and poetry. I think it was something that introduced me to the idea that you can really go wherever you want with literature and that you should readdress what you think of as text. I really enjoyed doing medieval literature in third year because that was something that I never thought I would have looked at, definitely wouldn't have picked up by myself, but something that I really enjoyed. And I think it really was beneficial looking at sort of the experiences of medieval people compared to today and realizing end of the day they're all people and literature's all about human experience, and that's always really exciting. I just remember the first seminar, them immediately saying, what is literature? And just us all realising we couldn't answer the question, which was just great. I think the biggest shock starting off in first year was just how independent it was, especially the idea that the lectures they gave on a book didn't at all restrict you to the topic they'd discussed. So they could, for instance, do a talk about gender in a certain book and you could completely ignore it and write about something entirely different if you wanted to use it for an essay. That level of, you get given a foundation that is really more sort of optional and just a way of going into it, that when you are given the option of infinite number of avenues into a text, I think that was something really different in that you were much less restricted to, oh, here are the themes of this book, run with that. It was a lot more, here's a book, but what do you think? That was a big shock, but actually something I really enjoyed. Honestly, one of the biggest things I've enjoyed the most at university, outside of my degree, honestly, has still been part-time work at university. Not just for the benefit of getting all those skills. I think it's been a great way to meet new people from different departments, which was really big for me because I haven't been hugely involved in society since moving off campus, just because it's harder to get onto it. But throughout undergrad, most of my jobs have been ambassador based. So I've done a lot of promoting the university or the department, but I've also done a lot of mentoring things, both online and within schools, for both students at university and students at schools, and that's been something really exciting to get to do a wide range of things that all sort of have ended up relating around helping people, and something I didn't realise I was that passionate about doing, but something I really enjoyed, just going out and talking to people. And especially in doing all the ambassador things, it means I've got to do a lot of public speaking that I know when I first started university I would not have been able to do it all, but stand up in front of a lecture theatre of like 200 people and been comfortable doing so, and that's been great. Something that I've only had an opportunity to do through the chances to do all these different jobs at university. If you're thinking about part-time jobs alongside university, a good place to start and to go is on campus-based jobs. So if you go through the university's employment and recruitment service, they're really good in that they're all employers on campus and they all understand your schedule, and a lot of them are ones that you can sign up only when you are available. So even on a week-by-week basis, you can say, oh, I'm free that week, or I've got an essay then, so I'm not going to work. That's been a really good way to still be able to do these part-time jobs without having to worry about the commitments of it. Benefits of having a part-time job while studying are firstly just the fact that you're not just confining yourself to your life just being university work, because there are some people who can get too caught up in I have to do work all the time, and that is just going to lead to you burning out. It's not the way to go about things. You have to have things outside of it, and I think having part-time jobs means you have something productive to get involved in. It gives you a new group of people to be involved with and talk to, and it also means you're doing something proactive. That means you're coming outside of university with not just a degree, but with proof that you're employable and that you have more experiences that are going to help you with a future career. I'd recommend this specific department because not only are they honestly one of the most welcoming departments I witnessed of all the open days I went to, but they have opportunities always to help you get more involved, whether that's by hosting different events like we've had in the past, big communal readings of Frankenstein. They called it Frankenreads, but for the anniversary of the book, they had people come in and read it all out as a big, like, communal. People were dressed up and just got to read it out. But also we have things like the mentor and support system in first year. All the lecturers are genuinely lovely and always happy for you to go and speak to them in their office hours. And they just genuinely make it a place that you can go to if you need support, and genuinely nice environment to be in.
If you want to know more about the department, please check out our website at www.lancaster.ac.uk. Look there for the Department of English, Literature and Creative Writing. You can also follow us on social media. We would love to hear from you.